Fellow travellers, it's Saturday night. Saturday Night Reaver. Yeah, sorry, this light's a bit all over the place. So yes, hello, greetings, salutations. How has your week been? As he still adjusts and plays about the light source. Yes, sorry, Wednesday night, things just didn't work out. A combination of bad internet, bad lady, and yeah, wasn't the greatest. Tired, work, stressed, all that sort of stuff, and yeah, and I just got the raging up because it wasn't working, and so I sold. That is the official line. Just make sure that's down. Got music set up. We have a Titan ready. This is Titan number 140 of my collection. I have painted one more Titan. And yes, so this is of the Legio Ozydax, the cockatrice themselves. One of the most badass Legios around. So much so that a point of order from the Fabricator General was to get rid of these guys, because there was one point their Forge World of Phaeton was rivaling Mars with discoveries and, you know, technological awesomeness, and they was like thinking, yeah, Mars is yesterday, Phaeton is the future. But Ozydax learnt as a Titan Legio a very bitter lesson over the course of many crusades, where they just came to the idea that if you're going to have a fight, finish it and don't leave anyone standing, basically. So they got very killy. There was actually at one point Phaeton, as its star was rising and into the ascendancy of mecha awesomeness of the Omnissiah. They did actually went and set up a forge. They sent out Arc Mechanicus and resources and stuff to actually set up Altair Merium, and a third of the Legio Ozydax went there as well and was renamed, and the name's just gone. Oh yeah, that's it, Legio Ataris, which a lot of people like the Legio Ataris. They're quite a badass Legio. Suffered quite badly at Istvan because they were there. And yes, so the Legio Ataris originates from the Titans of the Cockatrice of Phaeton. Obviously, over the years, they developed their own sort of techniques, skills, battle patterns, all that sort of stuff. But yes, it was at the dark times of the heresy, when the betrayal was revealed and the Fabricator General Kelbo Howe decided to go, screw you hippies, I'm going home and looking into those vaults that I've not been allowed to look in before. So yeah, they made a point of order of trying to wipe these guys out, because they knew that they weren't going to play ball, and a little bit of bitterness about the whole sort of Phaeton being the bright shining star in ascendance over Mars, and so they got absolutely hammered. But they wasn't killed off, and after that, despite being scattered, they went around beating the crap out of the traitors as best they could, until they could coalesce into a more, you know, succinct fighting force, because they were all over the place. But so yes, the Legio have been on the edge of destruction like many Legios during the death of innocence, there was, you know, virtually Legio. What's that? Antagonizes. What? Adavar. Petrovidians, something like that, who basically pretty much were all at home and got their fortress monasteries and stuff absolutely nuked to buggery. And there was what remained of them were on Moloch. I think there was like one Imperator and maybe a few engines that are on Terra. So yeah, there was horrendous casualties amongst the Titan Legios throughout the heresy and from the very start. So yeah, it's not easy being a princeps. So yes, today the plan is to do some oil weathering on this chap. So that is the plan, and I've just realised something. Yes, he says I might actually need to quickly grab something because I need to give this another little coat of varnish. So I do apologise. It was very rushed this evening because life. So I will be 20 seconds. Thank you very much. Please hang around. And once more I have returned. Yes, that was a quick run. So I just needed to give this another a little bit of a varnish layer before going in with the breath back. Going in with the varnish and doing multiple things at once is always fun. So yeah, hello Badger, me old cocker. How are you? Nice to see you. Sorry, usual. I'm running behind stuff, getting things done. Oh, Rob swoops in. Oh, you demon! Gets in with the first. Yeah, I know. But it's the rattling that's the worrying thing. Being able to do that. And Edvin has claimed first in Swedish. So, yeah, fine. You can have that. You are the first Swede. Alright, I'm just going to spray that quick. So one thing I do like about Humbro, Humbro, acrylic varnish. It does give pretty good coverage, and I've never, touch wood, had an issue with powderiness or what do you call it? The other stuff, like whiting out and stuff like that. It's always been really good, and it's a good spread and a good spray. So it does exactly what you want a spray can to do. But yeah, so obviously that's on there now. I think Luke is crying in the corner somewhere. The dice were not in his favour today. Yeah, he was actually messaging me, telling me about how bad his and Richard's dice were today. I did advise him to change dice, but whether or not he did or didn't, but he did say he was rolling lots of ones, which is a shame, but it happens to the best of us. But you got to keep on plugging away. Although I think he was up against, was it your Eldar? Your Eldari, or was that someone else's Eldari he was up against? I know he was firing lots and just getting like, maybe 1 pip on damage. Not much competition there, I'm afraid. Well, you never know. There could be Swedish lurkers out there. We just don't know. Have you you moved already, or is that still in process? So how did you do today, Rob? Was there much celebrating, much rejoicing, much carnage and death? I have no idea. As I said, I got Luke to actually send me over a video so I could post up for evil, nefarious purposes, because I'm evil and nefarious. And as we all know, where's all those bloody... I'm sure I had more magnets there. So yes. Oh, yours and John's. Yes, that is a freehand cockatrice, because I've never gotten decals. So this one I done earlier. But yeah, so always done that freehand with a micro pennage. So once the oil weathering is done, it's going to tone that right down to this rather lived-in look. So that's the aim of the game today. All my Titans got white, but soaked up loads of damage. Cool. In process, I'm actually cleaning the apartment right now. We have a viewing of it tomorrow, and we need to set. Yes, well, good luck. Fingers crossed for you, buddy. I hope you get top dollar, which will then, any profits can go towards models. I was a bit of a fluffer for the other two to mop up. Sometimes we have to do the fluff work. I have explained that to other princeps in the past. It is one of those things that is necessary. It has to be done from time to time, because otherwise there'll be Titans running around everywhere. But once again, a resounding victory for the Loyalists. Was a good day, some new faces and laughs as always. Oh, what else? Of course. All right, yes, no, that's cool. That's always good to have new princeps joining the ranks of the Collegia Titanicus, and being able to march out triumphantly at other walks in the future. So yeah, it's all good. Salute you and your victory. So yeah, obviously you're loyalist, aren't you? Yes. So plop plop. Plop. So as you can see, this little dude, I just made use of some spare parts. Well, spare parts from the kits anyway. So that little barrel. It's quite like it indeed. So just giving it a little touch up with stuff, and then obviously go with the oils, which Well, this is actually quite handy. So because I always wrap up your stuff. Say stuff, but it's just want to find a pipette. Yeah, so for drawing stuff, these dudes. These are awesome. So a 0.05 nib, very fine. You have to be careful and gentle with them. Can't go around abusing them, because you'll lose the tips. You don't want to be losing the tips. Can't find a dropper, so old school. Yes, this is the yucky mucky stuff. I can't remember what the last model I did the oil weathering on. What? At least a month, I reckon. So the Kratos. Yeah, it was a Kratos. So yeah, getting a nice mix up of the oil, white spirit. So I normally use burnt umber, things like indigo or ultramarine, blue, yeah, and some black oil paints mixed in. You have to be very careful with black as general, because it's very overpowering, so even the slightest amount can actually just cover it all, turn all the other ones black. So lots of pigment, lots of stuff. And so you just got to give it a good mix so it's nice and not too runny, but I'll give it that good mix. Dramatic music as always. Yes. Whoa. So Badger, what have you been up to? Or are you still there? I don't think I've spoken to you since Beachhead. Right. We'll start with the work's going to be busy. I'm currently trying to thrash out a Goliath game for next week. It's going to be better than expecting. I'd rather paint a Titan. Well, that is the thing. Painting Titans is such a massive thing to be involved with. Quite literally. Was that a tournament you're doing again? I remember you mentioned about Necromunda. GW Warhammer World visit, or a smaller affair somewhere. Yeah. I did actually think about using streaking grime, because I haven't used streaking grime yet. I did buy some because I saw it in a local store a few weeks ago. Ooh. The friendly local game store. I picked that up. I still haven't used it. I don't normally go onto the superstructure because I will go over that again with Agrax, because that's how I roll, baby. But for the plates alone, all over this bloody thing. was pre-orders today, wasn't it? Or was it release day for the Lion and Dante? I have Dark Angels or Blood Angels. There's a lot of hubbub going on. So obviously there's lots of unhappy people in the hobby. Everyone seems to like to have a moan at people. I know that like some of the community painters where they get sent out stuff and people having a moan at them for being given stuff to paint for release. And I was office painter. He was making a sort of fair point, or mentioned that with the community team where they send out these things, it is a cross section of people of various skills and talents, because in a lot of ways, if you send these models out to really sort of like top tier hobby painters, then sometimes that could actually be detrimental, because as much as awesome as they might look, the vast majority of people aren't that sort of top tier painting. It takes a lot of time, work, and effort, obviously. So having a few people of various degrees of skill makes it a little bit more human in that respect, because you can go, oh well, that's the same sort of level I'm at, so I'll be able to paint something as cool once I get my little mitts on it. But yeah, there's always going to be lots of negativity around these sort of things, especially with the line as well, because a lot of people weren't happy that he came in a unit with blade guards. So that was a bit of a rick, I suppose. But what are you going to do? They could have just released him on his own, but they didn't. Can't please everyone, unfortunately. Oh, forgot his butt plate. So beep 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 beep. So yes, it's getting all dirty. My mate Stag, he wants a quiet day of playing games. I'm all for silliness of Necromunda rather than playing competitively. Got a Goliath rat leader, for instance. Hey MZ, hello, how are you? Goliath rat leader. Yeah, that tickles me. 100% agree. I'm in one of the preview groups. We don't get everything, and it's weird how GW work it out. But yeah, it needs to be over a cross section of people. Indeed. very dirty Bertie. So, yes. But I'm very happy with my Cerberus. Well, so free stuff is nice. Of course it's nice. Everybody wants to get free stuff, but does everybody deserve free stuff? That's the thing. Awesome. Ooh. There's obviously for Badger's Badger's joy. Yeah, I'm being a bit shifty underneath the desk again, because we have a lot. So, as you all know, Dystopian Wars is something that I've been getting into recently, along with Rob, Engine Phil, whenever he's here, and Little Luke, amongst, well, especially us a lot. And I was passing Wayland the other day, and I acquired a starter set because I haven't actually got a starter set. I've just got ships. And it's actually, if anyone watching this today, tomorrow, whenever, if you was ever getting into or considering getting into doing Dystopian Wars, then a starter set is definitely what you want to get, because you get obviously rule book, some cards, action dice, critical dice, tokens, and templates. So basically everything you need in that respect, as well as ships. And for what you pay for these kits now, obviously you can get them direct from Wayland, where you pay the Wayland price, because obviously they've got them in stock. They're their product at War Cradle and Wayland Games. But the starter sets are a really good value for money, because like what you get in here and what you pay for one of these starter sets. The starter sets are about £60 basically, but you've got two different. So you've got a frontline squadron set, and you've got a support squadron set. So frontline squadron, you get these two types of ships. They're like classes of cruisers, and you can make 3 to 4 different variants of cruiser with these kits. You have, and with that, so the frontline squadron, you get 2 of these, and you get 4 of these dudes in it. In the support squadron one, you get these types of cruisers, but you can make 3 different types of cruisers. So you've got these, the ones with big guns and some missile ones, and you get these heavy destroyers, so frigates, destroyers, cruiser, assault submarines. You've got your little tokens to represent the airplanes for the carriers, basically, and the battleship. So it's really good value, because they don't sell the battleship separately. So in that, you only get well, basically the kit, the Britannia box set. You get that, plus you get these and these in it, and that's about 44 quid, which is still good value money, because those kits on their own are about 27, I think. So good value money, but for 60 quid and all that, that's actually really good. Definitely worth the investment on there. But very good. Oh, sorry, I'll catch up with what you're saying. 100% agree. Yeah, sorry, read that one. But yeah, read that one. How is everybody? Yes, how is everyone? Yeah, been a very long week for me. So much going on. Work is just busy, which is good for work, not necessarily good for me. And I've been up and down this week. To be fair, lots going on and stuff, and just generally tired. So I'm actually welcoming being online today after Wednesday, no show. Just needs like something to just get away from life. They are very versatile boxes. I talked to John Ball into it as well. He's looking at Imperium because he likes the Jaegers. Of course, good. Bit tired, MZ. Just done a Titan walk. Been painting non-stop, and work has been hectic. Exactly. It's a busy bees. So yes. Oh, you stop being a. Why are you not level? Why are you no level? It's not fun anymore. Ooh, that's a fault. Sorry, I was having a conversation with a friend on Facebook about the latest season of Picard. And yeah, it was this nice little chatteroony. Bless him. That's what I was doing. Dead sweaty, hauling boxes and stuff. Got to get to the apartment presentable. I have a direwolf cleaned up and ready, so I can reward myself a bit once this is all done. Well, you keep on at it, buddy, because you need to get that place sold and moved out of town. Be gone. Escape. Now, I know Rob likes to leave his stuff on for a lot longer than I do, but I don't. So I won't, because I don't do that sort of stuff. And plus, it was actually quite a thin mix, so it's dry already. So once the mix has been dried, it's not even a word. I use cotton buds. I know, Rob, you normally use cloth, don't you, or some description. I do these. Here comes Luke. You're not first. It was claimed by Rob, and then Edving swooped in with a Swedish first. So, yeah. Did you have a nice time despite all the bad rolling? So with the oil paints, it does alter the coloration of metals, the plates. Really does dirty him up quite nicely. So where that was Korax white. And this was Calidor's sky. It's now sort of altered the properties of the colour. So you basically rub off as much as you can. Oi, behave yourselves. No sniggering in class. Well, to be fair, Snake Eyes was the coolest of the G.I. Joe Action Force type characters. Him and Storm Shadow, his brother. It really does make such a difference doing this. I don't do this for all my Titans. I'm just trying to think. Definitely Ignatum, Solaria, Krytos, Ozydax. I think that's it. I haven't done him on the others. I definitely haven't done them on Volcanum and Vulturum, Audax. Honestly, worst I've rolled. We oil buffering. Yes, we are. Get that oil paint. It does wonders to the metals though. worst. I was actually, I think, I was playing Simon Winter in Heresy a good few years back now. His Spaceballs versus mine and my friend. Well, I had 1,000 points of 1,000 Suns, and my mate had his Sons of Horus. And there was this one throw. All he had to do, he had 3 dice, and all he needed was a 2. Was a 3 plus or something like that. And he rolled 3 ones. It's just like, yeah, no, you've got 3, but they're on individual dice. It doesn't count. But that's the game. There's always something going to happen when you least want it to. So it's like me and melter guns, multi-melters, or pintle-melted multi-melters. They have a tendency to not do what you want them to do when you need them to do it. And all my blast weapons are going in the bin. That bad. Bidding the dice. Well, you know, you've got to be fair. After the last walk, or previous walk, and you getting that kill on the Imperator, that was a lucky last shot. I think you used a lot of luck to do that. You pretty burnt it out. That's why you've got to recuperate. Yes. Always remember, people, when you're hanging out here, don't forget to smash that like button. Like and subscribe. Press the little bell for notifications. And that's the YouTube business. So, obviously, oh, poor Smashy. Did you give him a Viking ceremony? Right, Luke, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to leave that there for a second because to cheer you up, Vulture, that's the first Reaver. That's the last Reaver. Finished earlier in the week. That's the second Reaver. With the Vulcans. And the decals that I got from somebody mysterious. Another little Reaver. Graviton cannon. Yeah, I'm really quite pleased how these have all turned out. He says, those glorious bastards. Full contingent of my Reavers. See, with Vulture and Vulcan Megabolt was essential. Turbo laser, graviton cannon, another Vulcan, and a good old missile pod. But yeah, great little batch of badasses, if there ever was one. Or 5. Nice. Lovely. Lovely killy. Lovely killy. I'll make sure I add what Titans I've put on the body bases as well. Keep track of all the ones that I've painted now. So, and back to cleaning this little bugger. Thank you, my boy. Yes, it's been on the TV side of things. It's been interesting with Ted Lasso latest episodes and Mandalorian latest episodes, and I'd say out the 3 new series, Picard latest episode 9 was really quite good. No spoilers here. I'm not going to talk about what actually happened in it, but it was pretty cool. So turning like the Corax white into like a bone colour, which is pretty cool. Through the legs. The thing you have to remember whenever you're doing oil weathering and stuff is like the base colours that you've got going on. If they are a bit bright, it doesn't matter because the oil will tone them down. So like with my Solaria, the method I use, they are probably a little bit more greeny, like bright, like almost sort of like an emeraldy green. But once you've done this method, done your oil washing, weathering, it really does sort of change properties of the paints and tones it down really well. And it like the Solaria particularly really do sort of look quite similar to the artwork, I find anyway. But it just ties it all together nicely. Meow. Yes. Yes, it is, Luke. I know, like, Rob's methods are different to my method, and Phil's method is different to my method, and my method is different to Matt's method. But if you're doing this on a big titan, then yeah, it's going to take you a lot more time. Well, yeah, but this, I suppose, in some respects, is a little bit more consistent. Because obviously with Agarax, they've because where they've changed the mix has got a bit more readiness to it. So that's what I mean. I'd love to try buffing it. It gives that kind of effect as I have 3 shades of Agarax now. Yeah. Just remember to put your decals on first and then varnish. Although I do like applying Agrax through an airbrush, because that really does alter the colours. So you can actually do this sort of coloration with Agrax through an airbrush. Obviously layer it if you need to. I don't know who would do that first. Obviously some sort of madman. Pardon me. Grass. So this one has been given a spray of matte varnish. Sorry, I was just watching. I've been watching something on eBay, which was an Adeptus Titanicus bundle Titans, which had a Warmaster, Warbringer, 2 Hounds, a Reaver, Warlord, and a Scythe Titan. So basically a precept mana pool, a Warmaster, and a Scythe Titan. So that's gonna be around about £300. They're all actually built and painted to Legio Ozdax, funnily enough. And I just went in there. I got a notification saying 14 minutes to go. But I had a little look, and it was still at the original, the bid price that was in there, which was £94 something plus £8 delivery. And whilst looking at that, it then suddenly shot up to £210. Yeah, I was just interested to see what it was going to go for. Yeah, they're not badly painted. They are very similar looking to these. So if I was going to swoop in, I wouldn't have been going for that high because I'm a right cheapskate. But what they did with the yeah, they've done that to a Scythe Titan, which I've done the very Rob-esque. That's its base for a Warmaster, which is wrong. But yeah, that Scythe Titan. No. So yeah, I'm glad I'm not doing it. We'll check in on that again once that in about 12 minutes. Yeah. Ooh. I got a new heat gun worded device. Always check what setting it is on. Needed to bend some plastic cable and it melted it in a few seconds. We learn from our mistakes. We should learn from our mistakes. We better learn from our mistakes. Good thing I have a few spares. You numpty, yes. I'd go with that. That was a numpty move there, boy. Managed to finally get my hands on the Night Strats from eBay today, actually. Oh, well done. Congrats. There was somebody selling a lot of their Adeptus Titanicus stuff, like stratagems. I saw an open ward deck as well. I hope I wasn't busy these anyway. They are pretty cool looking, to be fair. What the eBay purchases, Rob? They let's say there's nothing wrong with them. You know, it's obviously not my taste, and I'd have to do some. The Scythe Titan is a definite no with all that snow. Yeah, exactly. You try and clean that up. So why would you do that? Yeah, and like the rest of the force isn't. You know, you got like subtropical dudes, a Warmaster with a really big base. But yeah, actually looking at it, Reaver Titan, he's doing his own bases because the Warbringer bases, yeah, they're all on round bases. Why are they on round bases? seems a bit odd. Having them round bases, like Warhounds, yeah, they're on round bases, but why are the Warlords, Warbringers, and Reavers and Warbringers? Did I say Warbringers twice? Warmaster, sorry. They're all on round bases as well, which is a bit odd, seeing as it should come as standard with the oval bases. It's 8 minutes on there. Let's see what the bid history was. You can't. Somebody's selling the old style Dystopian Wars Empire Force for £300 plus 11.15 postage. I like the new ships better. Although that big thingy there, I don't want to do that. And nicely painted, look on that. Yeah, exactly. They're on tropical bases. Like, what? Titans are big, but not continent spanning big. There was in the audio book of Titan Death, there was it was actually involving Legio Ataris, where they were doing ambush on Volpa and engaging Legio Volpa on some sort of orbital station, and as the two forces are moving towards each other, missile ranges of 120,000 meters. So it's like 120,000 meters. 120,000 meters. Well, that's like from here to New Zealand. Kind of thing. It's a bit of a way. So yeah, it only works out to about 12,000 kilometers. So it was, yeah. So yeah, it was a bit of a faux pas. I'm not that mad, lol. Back in a bit. Not had dinner yet. Well, you go have some din-dins. In a bit. In a bit. In a bite. So, yeah. Oh, check that off. And it really does give it quite a cool effect. And what I'm going to do new is old Agrax. Agrax. Hey boy. Hey boy. Agrax. Make it easier for myself. Hey, Judge. You there, buddy? How you doing? What are you up to tonight? You working, or you just you finally got the chance to hang out for a bit? Sweet. Oh, yeah. Glass. Check on what the final bid. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Those Titans went for £330 plus delivery. That's crazy. That's cray. Yeah, that was a little bit saucy. 330 quid. Finally sitting down for my die-off. You deserve it, dude. The kit looks good, but there's a distinct lack of detail on its underbelly and characteristics. Well, to be fair, you don't really get to see it that much. And you don't want to see one belly up. No. Ross. Yeah, it's different how nowadays. How everything's changed, man. It's changed. Alright. I'm going to do something really suspicious and shake a can of varnish. I'm going to give that the matte spray. Just to finish it off. Finish it off! Where did I put it? Shaky, shaky. There you go, some bacon. Must keep hands above desk. Making a cocktail. Right. I was looking when I was looking around for the dropper earlier on, the pipette. I found my trusty old magnet stand. So I have the square magnets there, which indicate the polarity I want them to be. So I store these are 5x1s, and I thought, hold on a sec, there was a lot more 5x1s on here. Now the door here, we've got a fly net thing up, so and it pulls close because it's got magnets on. I've looked over and I can see a Reaver arm with a whole load of magnets, and that was stuck on the actual the magnet strip of the actual thing. It's like, oh, there you are. So yeah, so that's much better, much better. Actually, it says much better, but then I've got a very small magnet underneath that. Yes. So, lots of magnets. Got loads more indoors, but I'll just let that chill out. I had to get that checked out if that was a sound it was making. Yeah, Badger was on earlier on saying like, oh, that looks a bit dodgy. And it was. Oh, ouch. I can go back in there. Oh, yeah, the other thing, I slipped up, I slipped over as well, and I found that. But I did raise concern because this one wasn't poly wrapped, and I mentioned it, and I said, "Oh no, it's got stickers in it." So I'm going to have a look. I'm only having a look. Really weird. I don't remember them being like one big sprue. I always thought it was like that size. It's been a while. It's been a couple of months since I last built a Warbringer. Though that's the thing. Do I invest in another volcano cannon? Oh, no, I don't, because the one that I've built, which is for Vulturum, has a volcano cannon. So it's a Quaker. So yes, that's what that one will be. Quickie. Okay, so all the parts are there. Plates, guns, body. Hey! Well. If it isn't Leslie Fromage. International criminal extraordinaire. Master thievery of paper, card, stock, large-sized Primaris. Space Marines, not even Primaris actually. Master Ophits. Evening, Leslie. Leslie, it's such a lovely surprise to have you along for this evening. Yeah. So I'll do another little parade for some people weren't around earlier on. Leek and cheese. Oh, I do like a leek and potato. I love a little bit of leek and potato. Leek and potato soup, anyway. I've gone Geordie. Random. Right, so from earlier on, this is the mess I made with some stuff. And now putting it back into its little bag with the brush. Fold it over. Good old-fashioned Tamiya tape to hold that closed. Yeah, so for Greetings of the Warp, I wasn't there. I was working. Sorry, catch up. But Luke was there. So was Rob. And unfortunately, Leaky, my dear cheesy friend, the Luke, his luck runneth out after the supreme performance that was Beachhead for Vulturum and Mr. Fisty. His new name is Snake Eyes, because apparently he kept on rolling ones. Even when he needed twos, he rolled ones. So he didn't have the best of walks, because he did pretty poop with the killy. Not like beachhead, you know, coming away with a Imperator kill, the first person to kill an Imperator Titan. Keep on telling it. Proud of your son, proud of your son. Yeah, his luck runneth outeth. Right, so that's one I've done before. That's the one we've done tonight. So I think I might have oversprayed that with the matte, but you know, apart from that, coloration's the same. This one's a little bit more vibrant because it's still sort of kind of drying. But yes, they're very, very good. So that's the end of the Corsairs for them. So all the Corsairs, all the Reavers for Legio Ozydax are now full. As I just shown off, as you turned up, I have a Warbringer. So the Warbringer will be Titan number 141. I'm just going to actually go through, because the premise is when building like a Legio for, you know, gaming purposes, and to have a good choice so you can field all the permutations of maniples. Obviously, I'm not saying about doing multiple maniples, but so you can field every maniple available. So you do need to have at least 3 Warlords. You need 2 Warbringers, and then 5 Reavers and 5 Warhounds. So with them you can field, apart from, an Exterminus, a full strength Exterminus, because most games are going to be between, for a big game you're looking about, well, biggish game, 1750 points, 2000 at tops. With an Exterminus, you can't field all 4 Warlords and Warbringer under 2k. You had to be doing at least, I think it's about 2-3 or 2-3.5 in order to actually field a full Exterminus battle maniple. So that's a bit of a pain. Obviously, with support titans such as the Direwolf or War Masters and War Master Iconoclast, then they're optional extras. But normally, your bread and butter is a maniple. You want to be fielding a maniple, and you need to be able to have a maniple, minimum maniple, maximum maniple, in order to support or to have a support titan, more importantly. So you can't have a War Master on its own, you can't have a Direwolf on its own. You can, with certain Legios, have a Direwolf like Audax. You can swap out Reavers for Direwolves. So that opens up more maniple choices for Audax. More importantly, the Ferox, which is the most used maniple, I believe. But yes, bit of my Dyson Blast weapons, Leaky. I hear this involved Eldar perfidy. Send Luke Titan Fist Hugs. Next time, Luke, all you need is a glancing hit with a thumb to take out those remnants. I know, I just kept missing. It's the perfidy. Free viddy. If the Eldar were honourable, they'd let you have a good wallop. Like how proper Titans fight. Yes. All the Titans. Yeah, so, I was going to, because you weren't here, so we have got, I've got or the Vulturum maniple, maniple, 5 Reavers. So that was the first one I've done. This is Daughter of Slaughter. I'm just going to pull up the names, I can't remember. Yeah, so Cadis Philia, Daughter of Slaughter. That badass is the first. Then that was followed by this one, Nomades Vandali, Nomadic Vandal. Another glorious killer. Glorious killer! Adventure with his Vulcan Mega Bolter on top. So, yeah, and the decals, which Luke supplied me with, because he bought a lot of decals for his master project of doing the entire Legio of Vulturum, which is hats off. It'll be awesome if he does it. It'll take some time. Bring your daughter to the slaughter. Let her go. Let her go. Yeah. Well, that's part of the naming convention. Now, after that one, I did 2 at the same time. So we have this one. This is Velox Mori, or Swift Death. And as you can see, he has the Melter, he has the Gatling Blaster, and he has the Graviton 360 Maximal Death! So yes, that is a mighty wallop. At the same time I was doing that, I was also painting as well. And this is Ares Bellagio, or Ares Belliero, lower Gothic, known as War God's Warrior. And yeah, he's a bit of a badass again, with Las Blaster. They're all obviously magnetized, and the Chainy Fisty, and this dude up here. And then the last one is this little chap. So this is the one I finished earlier in the week. Standing upon the Legio Lysander Sentinels of the Veil, Reaver Titan. Who's dead? He's dead! Dead! He's dead. So dead. Destroyed. So Apox Volcanoes, and is the 50 of the Chainless variety. Hey, Mechanical Frog! Hello, sir! How the devil are you? How's your battle tech going? Looking very handsome, Forge. Moi or moi? Oh, Leslie. Leslie Fromage, you cad. You bounder. You bounder, sir. So yeah, I've just realised I haven't named this one. So I'm going to have to think about that. Yes. So at the moment, with because all these dudes, all my Vulturum are, members of the family. As such. I just thought, I haven't got you in here. So you could be this Reaver. This one here. That one. Close up. Scumbag Miniatures, or Scumbag for Customs, done the decals. Super quick, sent them out, looking awesome. So there you go. I've blurred the camera. So Leaky, yes, if you're part of the family, you can be that Reaver. And I will find and make up a name appropriate for the leakiness. Yeah. Okay. There you go, Lukey. Congratulations. You tuned in at the perfect time. Come on, camera. There you go. Leaky standing upon a sentinel of the veil, the Legio Lysanda. Obviously, being magnetized, I'll be able to swap out weapons. Yay! So, yes, so at the moment, so this is the full Legio that I've done for Vulturum, and as I said, each of them is named after a person as part of the hobby family, or the pantheon, as we call it, or as I call it, simply I call it that. So there is a War Master or Iconoclast as part of the family. Its name is Sanguinarius Tolerantia, Murderous Endurance, and that represents a distant relative that doesn't really participate as much, in other circles maybe, but not at like get-togethers. That is M. Durant, who is that. I just wanted to do a Warbringer Iconoclast and name it after her. Then we had the 3 Warlords. So we have Agidushos. Lower Gothic is a bearer of Aegis. That's me! That's the one with the double fists. Although he does have volcano cannon option as well as fist. And the Vulcan's array. Then we have Enochion, or Enosiphon. Yeah, Enosiphon. Shaker of Earth, which is Rob, who's somewhere out there. Then we have Maimactes, which is First for Bloodshed, and that's Injun Phil. I've mentioned his name, he may turn up. He does that. So that's the 3 Warlords. For the Warbringer class, we have 1 at the moment. So that's Ruzeka, which is basically mouse bait, which is mouses. Reaver class, we've already gone through. Obviously, I've got to find a name for this little chappy. Bear. Oh, hello, Bear. Welcome. Greetings. This is just showing off some Reaver Titans for Adeptus Titanicus. That's been painted for the Legio Vulturum, who are the Gore Crows. Just going through some names that we've got for this group. Going on to the Warhound class, you have Internifsivus Mori. Yeah, it is a mouthful. The Devastating Killer is the Low Gothic, which is Ivy's Warhound. And then you have Letalis Mori, which is Lethal Killer, which is its sibling, which is Luke. We have Magusa, otherwise known as Magusa. There is no Low Gothic, there is only High Gothic, which is Chrissy, or Curacy, you see on Twitter. Then you have Cobalorum Regina, Goblin Queen, and that's Crystal. Crystal McDowell. The last Warhound I did the other week, which is the Chastisement of Terror, which is another one of the hobby children, which is Rob C. And then the last one at present is Sol Invictus, Invincible Sun. And that is my little sunbeam. That's Taylor. So that's the entire family as of right now. Obviously, we've got that Warbringer, which is to be built and assembled. These two having a little chat. Hi guys, how are you? Yeah, I'm great. So yeah, I'm really quite pleased with how they've all turned out. Ah, yeah, I've got some pictures actually. So, So that's my one. That's Luke. That's Ivy. Close up of my one, if it would focus. It's not focusing. Focus. There you go. So with his Disneys and the chains and the Vulcans. That is obviously Mouse Bates, Maseka, standing on. It might have been under him. And this is a lot of War Masters, but that is Sanguinarius Tolerantia, which is the M's dude, but obviously there's some. Well, that's all my War Master class Titans, and that is a fox and a dog, I think. Where I took the picture, there was this thing, and yeah, don't worry about it. And that's Jane's hat, I think, from and Side Titan, Dark Harrowing, as it's known. That's my Ignatum War Direwolf. And there's the twins again. God bless them. Oh, look. Oh, it's Matt and Lauren with their little dudes from Beachhead. Oh, love them. Don't know why I got them there. Oh yeah, no, I was doing a Photoshop, that's why. I was photoshopping them. It was most witty. I can't even remember what I did. Get rid of that. Notification. Yes. 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 So, yeah, we've had lots of Titans out. There's no other Titans in the store, in the room. And that's... I must admit, I really like how close these actually are, like colour-wise, from where I started. So when I painted this Reaver, which I think was last year, I'd done that one. Yeah, it must have been last year, yeah. Yeah. Yes, it was last year, because I played in a game last year. These 4 have been done in the last 2 months. Tonight I am working on a rhino for my Sons of Horus. Well, Sons of Horus, you're word bearers. Since when you done Sons of Horus? Or Horsons, as I like to call them. Yeah, so as I was saying, despite the time difference from starting that one and finishing with that one, how they've come out and the colorations are so close. So there's not a lot of variation in shade, if you know what I mean. Oh, sorry, itchy back. Sorry for the stretching. But yeah, they've turned out really well. I really do enjoy, and it's been a year. It is literally this time last year is when I started building Vulturum on this channel, where I was horrendously bullied by you watching this to do not Audax, but to do these dudes because of Luke and Ivy. So there. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with them. I'm glad you convinced me. Because they are pretty cool. I've only had one game with them, and it was only a small game against Engine Phil. And yeah, it was like literally just a little. We both. No. I can't remember what you had then. Yeah, it was a small game. So yes, no, you're yeah. So it was like this time last year is when you gave me that box of hounds. So I think it was actually like the end towards the end of April that I actually started on them. So or it might be like the week after. So yeah, it must have been at least a week after Greetings last year that I started work on the Legio Vulturum. My 9th Legio. Sorry, I'm just gonna change. No, 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 no. Um, Type production. Unassigned kits 1 times warbling. So at the moment, as it stands, the Legio Vulturum are now my 4th largest Legio. So the joint top largest Legios is Legio Solaria with 19 and the Legio Ignatum with 19. So that's basically oh yeah. So Solaria have a War Master, an Iconoclast, 3 Warlords, 2 Warbringers, 5 Reavers, 6 Warhounds, and 1 Direwolf. Ignatum have War Master, Iconoclast, 4 Warlords, 2 Warbringers, 5 Reavers, 5 Warhounds, 1 Direwolf. Kratos has 18, which is basically everything as above as the Ignatum, but without Direwolf. Legio Volcanum, which have 13, 3 Warlords, 1 Warbringer, 4 Reavers, and 5 Warhounds. So obviously 15 is the magic number, because then that gives you the magic numbers of 3 Warlords, 2 Warbringers, 5 Reavers, 5 Warhounds. So that would allow you to do all different permutations of mana pools apart from a full mana pool of Exterminus, which you're not going to get unless you go for a 2,500 point game. So that basically means I need a Warbringer and a Reaver for them. Aussie Dax, 3 Warlords, 1 Warbringer, 5 Reavers, 5 Warhounds, 14. Audax, 13, which is 12 Warhounds and 1 Direwolf. Demisium, which have 15. They have a War Master, 2 Warlords, a Reaver, 2 Warbringers, and Warhounds. So they need a Warlord to finish them off. Fortidus have 12. So that's my smallest Legio. With 1 Warlord, 2 Warbringers, 4 Warhounds, and 4 Reavers and 5 Warhounds. Yeah, I forgot that was only 2 hours. Yeah, so they would need 2 Warlords and a Reaver to finish them off. So what we need there. There's a bit of paper somewhere. Pink post-it note. Pen. Right. So Warlord, Warbringer, Reaver, Warhound. So one Warbringer, one Reaver. So that's one Warbringer. Two Warlords. One Warlord. Right. So and two for Fortidus. And we have a Warbringer for these dudes. So these dudes will be fully upped for the min-max anyway. So don't need any Warhounds. Just need 2 Reavers, 2 Warbringers, and 3 Warlords. And that would finish off all of them to the minimal. So, yes. Oh. What the Verdurken? No, you silly boy. Where the hell did you come from? That's better. So, yes. Basically, if they bring out another box set, like another preset box set, which I think they should, if they bring out another preset box set, so I'd need one more preset box set, and well, no, I wouldn't need a preset box set. Well, a preset box set would be handy because obviously it would be cheaper to do that. Well, actually, yeah, tell a lie. Yeah, one preset box set, because then it will give me 2 more Warhounds, which I can stick into Audax. So we'll include them as well. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, it's really 100? No. 9 times 50. Okay. Doesn't work out. How was it? They've got to read it. I don't know. Yeah, your beaky shoulder pads was actually quite nice to actually see them all arrayed out like that, because they are like interesting sticking them together. And similarly, I obviously just whack the glue in, and then as they're sort of pressed into position, I just get a. I know you use files, don't you? I just use the back end of a hobby blade. So yeah, so that's 3 Warlords, 2 Warbringers. That's not taking into account that the Warbringer I've got down here. 2 Reavers, 2 Warhounds. So 9 Titans. So there's another 10 Titans. So that doesn't make sense. So that makes me 150 Titans. Does not make sense. Right. Who's got a calculator on their phone? Because I need to read off my calculator off my phone. Lots of Project Never Board. Mental soon, if you mean. Yeah, if somebody can get their calculator up, I'm gonna add up the following numbers. So whoever's going to volunteer to do this, say yes in the chat, please. And then I will start doing numbers. Mental Soothe is a great band name. Not as great as Doom Badger or Doom Bear. Right, okay, Leaky. So we'll start off with the big one. 1. We have 1 Warlord Sinister. We then have 19 for Solaria, 19 for Ignatum, 18 for Krytos, 13 for Volcanum, 14 for Ozydax, 13 for Audax, 15 for Demisium, 12 for Fortidus, and 16 for Vulturum. So what is the total of them, please, Monsieur Fromage? $140. 141 with the Warbringer down there, yeah. But that list is built and painted. Right, okay. So we've got 9 more to get on top of that. So we've got 10. We've got 1 here unbuilt and 9 imaginary do not own as of yet Titans to be built, I think. It's kept me occupied for the last 4.5 years, to say the least. On top of, obviously, all the nights that one has. I think I updated the night list. Right, so I haven't actually updated because I also like keep stats like that. So obviously it's been a while since I've updated because it's only showing 131 Titans there. And as you can see above, I've just done average costings for Titans. So they're with weapons, no other upgrades on there. So yeah, this needs to be updated, and then the points. Because at that juncture, the points on the costings 47,805 points. And there was 63 loyalists and 68 traitor engines. Then I had the breakdowns of what classes are Titans. Well, I've updated that one. but not the other one. But that's maybe not even up to date. I don't know. Warhound. That's the one that I've painted but do not own. Then you've got the Night Houses. And I've still got 4 Knights as well. I've got 4 Lancers to paint up. So House Inara, who are my homebrew one. But 162 Knights, apparently. Now that is updated. Because I've got the Armigers and Morax in there, and Asterius, Megara. So, yeah. So 15,025 points for Knights. 162 Knights. Dead Titans. Oh, I haven't updated Legio Oberon and Legio Lysander. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Legions. So yeah, so there's a lot of statistics and stuff, because I like statistics and stuff. Oh, seeing as I hate magnetising things that aren't strictly sculpted for it, am I an idiot to magnetise my direwolf back cannon? See, the thing is, to my eye, like the volcano cannon and the neutron laser, there's not a lot of difference in their look and appearance. They look fairly similar. So you could always just say to your opponent, yes, it's a volcano cannon, but I'm using it as a neutron laser. Because they've got a very similar shape to them. So, yeah, I wouldn't bother magnetising that. Like, the reason why they've got magnetised shoulder or arm mounts is kind of concerning. But then you would have to also, you can't magnetise everything. Because there's definitely the mag points in those shoulder mounts. So whether or not they had plans to actually be able to have weapon options for them would be interesting to find out, but who knows? I don't. Right, put these dudes back again. Oh, over the far side. Now, Leaky's Pantheon name, you are Hephaestus. Who is a master of the forge. For you like to build stuff, and is rather good at the buildings. At the buildings of things. So, could do a box opening. We've opened the other box, but that was just merely to check what was within, because I was paranoid that there wasn't all the gubbins. What the hell? Why is there bloody adverts on a bloody... That's just ridiculous. Alright, I'm going to try a different one. Hopefully it plays at some point. Can't hear anything. Ah. Slow build up. Obviously, if it gets too noisy, I will turn it down. So, this is one of the things I like about Dystopian Wars. It has awesome packaging. Oh. Ooh. So this is something you don't see on the actual thing. Dystopian Wars. Honey suit, we may something around it. Glory. Dayu et Mondrat. Presented to Her Illustrious Majesty on the occasion of her birthday, 1874. The British Crown Territories map. The different factions. Ah, yeah, now it's kicked in. Oh. We have the Empire, that is Rob. The Crown, which is I. The Alliance, which is nobody. The Commonwealth, which is Engine Phil. That's the symbol, so there's actually no 9 dudes. The Enlightened, which is Lukey Lukey. Imperium, which is Paul Easterbrook and possibly John Ball. Sultanate, which is also Engine Phil. Union, I have no idea. Please note, this map highlights the global political state of April 1871. All details added are locations considered to be of some importance to the Crown. For particulars of locations' importance, see accompanying statistical documentation. Also highlighted are Promethean complexes, as well as sea and land routes of note. Sea routes are detailed with the appropriate faction color, although they haven't spelt it properly. There's a U. The Crown being in black for greater visibility. Right then, Forged, it's time for me to sleepy cheese. Thanks for the stream, Nightle. Nightle, my beautiful Leslie fromage. I'm going to shoot you as you're knackered, no worries. Lovely to have you hanging out here. It's a big map. London. Bletchley. Oh yeah, this is actually really quite cool. So these are Promethean complexes. Iceland. So England, you have Canada over here. You also have South Africa. You're not the Falkland Islands. Over here you have India. Australia, part of Papua New Guinea, and New Zealand. So yeah, this is a LaForge. It's a really, really cool map. I really like this. Now I know, although that's a bit odd. why, you know, you've got a couple of, you've got a massive bloody Imperium vessel, airship. You've got some crown ships at the bottom in the sea, and some Tintagel stuff, but surely that should have been like Gloriana or something on that. That's a bit odd. Rulebook. That's actually quite heavy for what it is. So obviously it's got lots of information there for the different factions. Lots of information. That is such a weight of itself. There's a lot of factions. Sultanate. There, that's kind of interesting. There is a Nordic fleet. The Nordic fleet is part of the Imperium. So the Imperium, which is basically Germany, Prussia, Austria, Austria-Hungary, and obviously going up into Sweden, Finland, and Denmark, and Norway, and then obviously up into Svalbard, Iceland. Then you've got down the South Africa area as well. So yes, so you're and South America as well, which over this side, because obviously this is set in the 1800s or 1900s, sorry. And from what I understand, they've discovered this sort of like vibranium. So imagine if vibranium was found all around the world, and it powers stuff, and it allows them to have flying warships as well as normal warships, whatever. So tokens, additional tokens, the dice, or some dice. I think they're critical dice. So you roll them to find out when you take a critical hit. You roll these dice. These are your normal sort of damage dice. So when you attack, you roll the amount of dice, and you've got like crits, and hits, and what have you. Deck of cards. which are used in game. I have no idea how. Never used them. These are the little base stands. This is the Britannia. So, Britannia class battleship. Look at that. That is all resin. It is smooth. It is crisp. There is not a single bit wrong with it, really. It is lovely. Flash. But yeah, that is a really nicely detailed. This is a battleship. So, hobby knife or comparison. Or Reaver tail for comparison. It's taller than a Reaver Titan. So that is a really nice. I said after the first one, I thought that was really cool. That is really cool. Dang, that's my allies. I would have liked a painfully neutral fleet. That's the thing. It's like with the Crown. At the moment, you've got obviously the Crown forces, which is obviously the British Empire, but you've also got a couple of box sets for Canadian forces, so they can be used in concert with the Crown forces. So I think there's 2 box sets at the moment. You've got the Canadian Frontline Squadron. So they have their own versions of cruisers. So they actually look slightly different to these guys. So these are all the plastics. So on here, you've got 2 Caliburn frigates. And you've got 1 cruiser. So, and you've got multiple sort of different, so you've got 2 different types of prow. You've got long, or short and long, which you can have a monitor class cruiser, and then there's about 4 or 5 different cruiser configurations. Sorry. So you've got 2 sprues of them. So that's basically what you get in a Frontline Squadron box set. And this is what you get in a the other one, the Support Squadron. So you get 2 Excalibur class heavy destroyers, which are these. And then you can build, this is the Hotspur, which is a carrier. They have, these are the Morgana class assault subs. So it's basically like the Nautilus, because there is a special character that is the Nautilus. And these little things represent the little plane squadrons that the carrier can launch. But you've also got these here for the missiles, so you can have a missile cruiser. So you have like these 4 racks of missiles there. Or this is a big sort of like cannon, so very long range. But yeah, so you've got 3 options of cruiser, 1 Morgana and 2 heavy dreadnoughts, not dreadnoughts, heavy destroyers. And and you have 2 sprues of that. This is definitely the most value for money one, for sure. And then you have the actual. These are the things. Obviously, you've got to separate these bits off and then attach them. So it gives you the distance movements, turnies, and these other range templates. So yeah, that's actually pretty really good. And so if you were red attack, blue defense, it's quite a simple system, but brutal. Yeah, because obviously if you get like a crit, it's adding more, and then you've got 2 levels of damage. So if you get over the higher level, then you're doing like really nasty damage to the citadel, which is like the command centers, and that can affect how that ship. So you might lock up its rudder or something like that, or there might be additional reactions. But yeah, so and they've got these little bits here that just fit in quite nicely, so you can stack them really easily. They really are quite a nice, well thought out kit. But yeah, the resin, so this is my 2nd Britannia class. There are variants of the Britannia class, so that's handy. So I could do a different one on here. They're releasing the Gloriana battleship, or Dreadnought, which is actually slightly longer than this. So I think it's about that long. So a little bit extra, like half an inch longer. And that has different variants you can have of the Gloriana. So yeah, so as I said, you've got the Commonwealth is actually an army, which is the Russians. With these guys, you've got Canada as a additional, but you will be looking like at India and South Africa and Australia, New Zealand additions to add to the fleets. So they have their own ships or variations of ships and stuff. And they do quite, they do release quite regularly as well. Like there's like at least 1 release a month at the present. And they do look pretty cool. And I have looked at other factions as well. I'm actually kind of interested in the Alliance, which is the sort of European, French, Italian. So these guys here and there. Green is the Sultanate, so you're going Afghanistan, all that down through to Middle East, top part of Africa. This seems to be like no man's land, unaligned. There we go. Hey Rob. Obviously, with Empire, didn't realise South America, mate. Argentina. So that's interesting. And part of Papua New Guinea. So you've got most of Indonesia as well. So Japan, Korea, Thailand, Vietnam, and all that. All down here into Indonesia. Yes. And there's the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth's only in one part. So the French, Spanish, Italian alliance with Algiers as well, because I mentioned, and Brazil, because of obviously Portugal. It's interesting because, you know, I'll say it's interesting because Portugal is England's longest serving ally. Fun fact. They have been allies since the Armada. So, yes. Yeah, Indonesia, Korea, Thailand, there's tons of potential for more different ships. Yeah, and that's what's interesting. So there's quite a few ships to be getting on with. Plus, you got the airships side of things, because with the Imperium, like you've got like the classic Zeppelins of the era, and then you've also got so yeah, so these little bits here are the enlightened Promethean complexes. I don't know what the Promethean complex is. I'm gonna have to read a book. But yeah, it's really interesting. I love the setting as well, because like that whole sort of, you know, Victorian era, sort of like steampunk, but on steroids. But that, for a starter set, is pretty good, because you've pretty much got a full-on battle force there. Because obviously you also have their online support. Empires get flying pagodas. Different. Yeah, but you've also got flying dragons, dude, and kraken. So don't knock it. I've got no kraken. I've got no mystical sort of like, you know, things. Like the German forces have like got Jaeger suits from Pacific Rim. That's what I'm talking about. Got nothing like that. But yeah, it's a really good, interesting system. I've watched a battle report that they've done on Beast of War, which looked really cool. And yeah, no, it's be interesting to to play a game at some stage. Probably Fiddleput. Lady of the Lake wielding Excalibur. They've got the Excalibur, which is the heavy destroyers. So, so yeah, they've got lots of interesting little niches. They've all got their own character and feel, which is nice. But yeah, it's definitely something I'm interested in playing at some stage. Obviously, you know, Rob, with your little dudes, the Empire, they're looking really nice. So at the moment, so with all that lot there, I've still got from, I think it was it Britannia kit? It is Britannia kit. Yeah, because I built all the Avalon stuff. So the Avalon, which is the flying carrier, and you've got the different sort of aerial units you can get with that, like the Phrygian, Tintagel, and Saxon flyers. And then you've got the ships for Britannia. So I've got some the Hotspur type carrier types. So I probably will do 1 Hotspur and 1 Agincourt, which is the long range shooty cannon one, because when you have your fleet organization things, you can have like 1 of this, 1 of that, but that one you can have maybe up to 3 of that same class. So you've got to work them that way. So if you, when you do get into doing this sort of stuff, anyone who does get into the Stapler Wars, watch a couple of YouTube videos. There's a Paint Speed Freak, I think, is one that Phil watches. He's recommended because he does little videos on each faction and suggests what you should do to maximise. Because that's the thing, because you've got so many options, it's not as if you can I have one of them, because you can't field them all, sort of thing. So you've got to sort of like find a dynamic that works for you. So like certain ships in the Crown might have options what other ships do not have. So you can have like what are called generators, which gives you like special equipment for your fleet as a force multiplier. But yes, okay. I'm gonna chip off actually because I'm really tired and I've got an early start tomorrow as well, which is always fun. But yeah, I've only done very little work today, but we have got this Reaver Titan finished at least, so that's another little thing. I've been watching them really interesting breakdown of what works. Yeah, no, that was really nice. I've only watched the one, obviously with Crown, because I've got no idea what I'm doing, so I need to sort of re-watch that. But yeah, with all these new releases, obviously you've got your Hatchie Man, and you've magnetised the crap out of it so you can swap between the different types of ships. You cunning bastard. So yeah, I've got to see this Gloriana, what's going down with that. But yes. So yeah, okay. As I said, I'm going to chip off, get some rest, sleep, and that, and then another working day tomorrow. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for hanging out and keeping me company as I ramble pretty constantly this evening. There's been lots of going on. Everyone who's dropped in as well, it's been lovely to have you here. And yeah, I hope you're all enjoying your hobby, having a good time, and I'll see you on Wednesday for another hobby hangout here with moi, the delightful Forge Falls. So yeah, have a good one, and I'll see you all again soon. So, night Edwin, night Rob, and whoever else is hiding in the background. Happy guys. Keep cool.